Tell me about this set that you're wearing.
Oh, okay. So this couture, this is
Custom.
Maker's Mark couture from Sam's Club, and it was a gift. It was a Christmas gift from Ceci. She gave it to me for Christmas, and honestly, I was like, work.
I like the color.
It's so comfortable. It just feels like maybe I crinkle a little bit, like when I walk, but it's so comfortable. So it's like this. I'm wearing these like, I would say like gray joggers. What kind of material is this? Like
Windbreaker-y. Well, no, I guess it's a lot softer.
is it nylon?
Yeah, I think it's like a
Nylon-ish.
nylon blend. Yeah.
So it's a set that's joggers, and then it has like a little like jacket, little windbreaker jacket. Pairing it with a beige American Eagle like lacy top. And
Camisole. Is that a camisole? Is that what they're called? Oh, okay. I thought they were like. Do you remember like back in the day?
Oh, the little lace ones. Oh, I had some.
And
of
you
those.
would layer.
The Hollister ones. Yeah. Similar vibe, but it's like more crop top-ish and loose. And then of course I'm wearing my white Nike Air Maxes to pair it. But this is what I wore all day today.
Yeah, look at you. You're giving monochrome realness.
This is like, let's go. Like I got errands to run today, and then I'm just kind of like
Getting your steps in.
power walking. And this means that I park far so that I can like get cardio into the door.
You're that girl. You're like, I'm busy, but I still need to get my steps in.
But also like work.
Yeah. Yes.
Tell me about your outfit. What's the vibe?
I don't know. I feel like I'm dressed very like, this is my version of heterosexual, by the way. Like I'm giving the wife beater, and then I've got, this is Zara, I think. This is a Calvin Klein button down. And then these pants are Rick Owens cargo pants. And then I have my Balenciagos on.
Okay, interesting.
You're like, you look like you vote for
I'm like,
Donald Trump.
what vibe are we going for?
Welcome to the pod.
Hi. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Oh, okay. So Linda doesn't know what I'm about to reveal, so I thought this would be a surprise.
Okay, what?
Luke and I are getting married tomorrow.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, we need our something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. What?
Okay, so I think the last 2 episodes we've talked about how we've been together for like 10 years. So it'll be 10 years on Valentine's Day. True to form, we're doing it because, I mean, it feels like it's time. There are some tax incentives involved,
Of course,
insurance.
of course.
And the reason we're doing it tomorrow, which my sister was like, that doesn't sound romantic at all, is because tomorrow Luke is taking tomorrow off because we have somebody who's going to patch up the hole in our wall from the plumbing that we're doing. So because...
Okay. Wait. There's like a metaphor in here. There's like, let me find it. Like,
So since he was going to take the day off, we just decided like, we had already been talking about it. And I was like, yeah, first thing in the morning, let's go sign the paperwork. So we're technically not getting like married. We're getting common law married.
okay.
Because if you get married, I think, doesn't someone have to like officiate when you go to the courthouse?
You would just go to the judge.
Yeah. So I don't know why at this point, I don't know if it's just because like we're gay or whatever, but like the idea of like standing in front of somebody or like kissing in front of somebody or like, because my sister was like, what are you wearing? Are you going to take photos? And I was like,
No, you're not. Nothing. None of that.
I don't think so. I mean, I think eventually maybe we'll have like a party, but I was talking to my therapist about it today, and I was like, I feel like for a lot of straight people, no offense, like the benefits are secondary, and then there's like the fun stuff. Whereas I feel like for gay people, those benefits are more front and center. Like if something happens to Luke and we're not married,
yeah.
I can't see him.
My hairstylist at Ulta, shout out to you, girl. She talked about that. She talked about how she was talking about like name changing, and I had said like, oh, I'm not gonna change my name, and she like checked me, not in a rude way, but she was like,
I'm here to
she's
check
like,
you.
you know, that's very I really want a name change because if something happens to my wife, like what if they don't let me in because they don't believe that that's my wife? So I'm going to change my name.
Yeah.
And I just like, it's all for the, like the legality of it. And she's like, there's a privilege in like not changing your name when you don't have to.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so true. Because if I'm like, oh, that's my husband, like they're still they're more likely to believe me than probably like a gay couple. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of been our thought process. I feel like, yeah, like a lot of straight, I feel like, I don't know, when you grow up, you have that straight story of like romance and the big wedding and this and that. And I feel like as a gay couple, like for the longest time, like that wasn't possible. And I know like, when did gay people get the right to get married? I think we were, what was that? Like 2016, maybe 2015. It was Obama era.
Okay.
I think it was like the year before. Yeah, I think it was 2015, something like that. So I don't know. I was just telling my therapist, like, I mean, part of me felt like, am I doing it wrong? But this feels correct for us. And I feel like what's most important is just like calling him my husband.
That's so exciting though. Wait, do you need witnesses?
No, I don't think so. So I thought with common law marriage, like you need to provide proof that you've been like living together for years. And Luke called ahead and they're like, no, you just bring an ID and you sign the paperwork. That's it. They just notarize it.
Okay.
So like, I don't know, maybe we'll go and they're like, actually you need this and that, but I don't know. But what's kind of fucked up is, and I was telling because I went to therapy today and I was like, I feel like we're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Cause like for like when I was younger, like gay people couldn't get married. And I know it's been a thing for like the last 10 years, but it still feels like, especially in Texas, like feels like someone's going to be like, no, we're not going to do this. Or
imagine
like,
you get there and they're like, it's
Kim Davis.
It's Adam and
It's Kim Davis. She's there. Gotcha, bitch.
And she's like, this is a trick.
Well, that's what it really does feel like. It's like a trap, but like, I don't know. Yeah. Like we can do it legally. And I mean, with all the shit that's happening, I'm like, we might as well do it. Luke was like, how are you feeling about tomorrow? And I was like, why? How are you feeling about tomorrow? And he's like, no, I just want to, like, he was like trying to make sure that I wasn't going to back down.
Getting
I was like,
cold feet.
I'm like, we've been together this long. We like own a house together. Like, it's just paperwork at this point. You know what I mean?
The funny thing was that like after I came back to work from my wedding, like a bunch of people were like, so how is it being married? And I was like, it'd be alarming if I said things are different. Like they're exactly how they are. Like,
what if you were like, I'm putting my 2 weeks in?
Yeah. I'm a trad wife now.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to work anymore.
Imagine it. Are you going to become a trad wife now?
I am a trad wife.
Well, you're like making homemade bread from scratch. ¿Cómo se llama la Nina? Do you see her on TikTok? Nina? Maybe she like makes everything from. She's like, my husband wanted bubble gum, so she made bubble gum.
Or is she the one who's like, my kids wanted Cheerios, so I made Cheerios?
Yeah, so she's like 3 hours later.
Is she like beautiful?
Nara, her name is Nara. Yeah.
Is she black?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I know who you're talking about.
I think they live in Houston.
Okay, yeah. I've seen a white girl also do that. But people were also critiquing that because they're like, wow, you're like fetishizing motherhood in a lot of ways.
And also in that's like a false narrative because they make a lot of money. So they can
do that.
They're basically like role playing. They're not like actually like living in these farms, like maintaining everything. They have the money to keep that going. Yeah. And they're just content creators.
Exactly.
Damn. But yeah. I mean, I'm so happy for you guys.
Thank you.
I'm a little salty that I won't be there. But
we'll
that's
do a live
okay.
stream. We'll do a live stream.
Go Facebook Live, please. Go TikTok Live for all of our fans.
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting week because like my birthday was on Sunday. I turned 34. Yes, and then I'm getting married, which sounds so weird to say that. But I'm going to have a husband now.
Are you going to say things like hubby?
Yeah.
Hubby.
Well, I already told him on the phone because Luke was at home and within the span of 2 hours, he burned his finger. And then he was putting something away and he cut his finger. So he was all frustrated when I left the house. And then he calls me. He's like, I'm upset. He's like, he wanted me to like say nice things to him.
He's like, talk me down.
Yeah. And I called him husband. And yeah, feels nice.
Oh, and then he's like, oh, better.
Yeah. He's like, okay, bye. Did you see that video I sent you of those kids beating the shit out of that Trump supporter?
Yes, that guy. First of all, that was like a 40-something-year-old man, 50-something-year-old man?
40. He was in his 40s.
He was arrested.
Yes.
But like, I only saw that clip. I don't know exactly what happened. He just got off his car.
So I forgot what day it was where there was basically the student protest where they were all going to walk out. And so I guess they were protesting, I don't know where exactly, but I guess it must have been like on some sort of side of the road or whatever. And so I guess this Trump supporter starts yelling, and then she looked Latina, I don't know if she was, yelled back at him, and they were, I guess, exchanging words. And so the story goes is that she kicked his vehicle. I don't know where, but
a teenager. Okay.
Kicked his vehicle. I think it was his tires. And so he got out of his car and tried to fist fight a teenage girl. And so I think he did get in a few blows, but no se dejó. And then I think another girl went in too. And then a bunch of guys just started jumping him and like beat the fuck out of him. And so he ended up like, I think a teacher like was like, stop. And so he was able to escape. When he got arrested, so in the video he had long hair, but then when he got arrested, he had shaved his head.
He cut his hair.
Mm-hmm. The most disgusting part of all of this is like, and again, I think we need to take social media comments with a grain of salt because I think a lot of them are bots, but a lot of the MAGA people were like, well, she like destroyed property. He was within his right to defend himself. I'm like, a girl kicked your truck.
From a teenager.
So you're going to fist fight a teenage girl because she kicked your vehicle?
No, like there's a lot of, whether these are real people or these are bots, there's a lot of mental gymnastics that they do to justify a lot of this shit. And like, first of all, it was a fucking teenager. It was like, this man just like thought he had the right to fight. Mm-hmm. Which, sure, but you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah. And you don't think other men are going to like get involved? Young men. I mean, good for them that we're like, nah, fuck this. And I think at this point, a lot of liberals, like they're up to here. Like if you give us a reason,
we're going to, like I said, somebody comes up to you and you're like, you know what? I want this. Let's fucking fight. Like, I'm so tired.
Yeah. I mean, and I get it. A lot of kids probably, they've seen all the shit that's been going down, the school shootings. They don't feel like the government is on their side. They don't feel protected. And then a lot of them look Latino. I could be wrong, but I think if they see this white guy going after one of their own, I mean, bring it on.
I mean, even if they're not Latino kids, it's like, okay, it's good that there's solidarity and like, you're not going to let that shit happen to a classmate of yours.
Especially a woman.
Because this is fucked. And like, this happening in the grand scheme of what is happening like on the streets, like I'm glad that there was people to defend and there was people to stand up like with her, for her, because if that's the shit that they're like, that's how far they take it. They're beating up fucking high school kids who are protesting.
And that just goes to show too how much of cowards they are, because I think more liberals would be down to like, fist fight or whatever, but a lot of these people have guns. So that just goes to show how much of cowards they are. They hide behind their guns because they can easily just like kill you. Yeah. But when it comes to fisticuffs, like, you know what I mean? That's why like a lot of Americans, I think we've talked about this, when they go to Europe, they're like, bring it on. I know I'm not going to get shot.
They're like, not in your country.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, it's just, and then did you see that the Texas Education Association, the TEA, is now requiring teachers to mark students absent if they miss class for protesting?
Yes. Well, I think Greg Abbott put out like a tweet saying that like the students were in the wrong and that the man like was defending himself. I'm like, that's our governor. And I think they want to take over, the state wants to take over those schools that like allowed student protesters. But as a teacher, what are you going to do? There's more students than there are teachers. What are they going to do?
you're already not paying them enough, and you want them to pay to care.
Like fist fight students so they don't
who are like walking out to protest. No. Yeah. Like, no, teachers aren't getting paid enough to deal with this shit.
Well, and then I saw something else too, where I don't know where it was, somewhere in Texas, a bunch of people were distributing copies of the Quran and like hijabs at a school. And all of a sudden, you know, religious freedom isn't tolerated because it's like Islam. I'm like, so what, do we have religious freedom or no?
So yeah, what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only what you want. It's only Christianity.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would love to see Satanism have like a little stall at the high school and be like,
hell yeah.
Yeah. Like, learn about our religion.
Why not? And from what I've seen on Reddit, because you guys, I'm on Reddit now. I'm sleuthing in there.
Is it nasty in there?
There's too much going on.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm all for user-generated content, but you guys.
There's a lot of pornography.
Sometimes I don't even want to be on the internet, but again, my job is being on the internet, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Remember when like the insurrection happened and we just had to work?
Oh, that reminds me. Did you see that video of the HEB caught on fire on Riverside?
I don't know which HEB it was, but the girl is back. Like, she's like, beep.
That's a perfect
beep.
Representation of like this country and capitalism. It's like the world is burning, but you better fucking keep working.
Yeah. She's like, in 15 minutes, I'll take my break. And I'll get out of here. I didn't know it was the Riverside HEB.
Yeah, it was the Riverside one. And people were making comments about how like that's the ghetto HEB, but
that's a nice. So when I lived on Riverside,
nice, yeah.
That's an HEB plus. When I lived on Riverside, that's a nice one because that's the one that had the gas station that was actually a store.
Mm-hmm.
And it had like it's a plus. It was really nice, and I loved going to that HEB. Those are my old stomping grounds.
The ghetto one is on is it Stasny?
Whoa, which one?
The one on 35 and
it's William Cannon.
William Cannon. Oh my God! So that was my second HEB. So I lived on Riverside, so the HEB plus, I loved it. And then when I moved south Austin, that one was my HEB. And I remember this one night evening, I'm grocery shopping, and a man looks at me. But he had like a backpack. He looked like he wasn't clean. He was just like really messy. He just looked dirty. But he was like, spotted me, stood at the end of the hallway, at the end of the aisle, which are really long, followed me. And at first I was like, don't be mamona. He's probably just like grocery shopping. Like, you don't have to be scared of every man that's around the corner. So I'm like, okay, gave him the Benny of the D. Mm-hmm. So I'm walking around and then I'm like, okay, no, he is following me. And so I was like purposely stopping at places. He would stop there too, would wait around. I would go to the next aisle, then it would come back to the same aisle. He would just enough for me. I moved enough for me to confirm that he was following me. Mm-hmm. So then I panic and I'm like, fuck, I'm by myself. And then that parking lot is dark. Like if you're not at the very front, it gets just darker because there's like chingos of trees too. So then when I'm checking out, I tell the guy and the cashier and the bagger, I'm like, hey, like this man's following me. Like, I don't feel comfortable. Can one of y'all just like help me? So then one of the guys like took my groceries and like helped me put them in my trunk. And he just kind of stood there till I left. Yeah. But I was like, dude, you can't even fucking grocery shop comfortably.
And that's how we met.
That's going to be a clip.
And then when I met Ricardo, I was like, you look familiar. Why do you look so familiar?
You're like, you clean up well.
I knew that was you. Yeah, but I was like, this fucking sucks. Like, women truly can't do anything out here.
Well, and what's shitty is like, there's these red pillars who are like, women exaggerate about how, they fear for their lives. And I'm like, all of my girlfriends have a story like that. Like, I don't have any stories like that. Ricky, do you have any stories like that?
One time I was, it didn't happen to me, but I was at the gas station. I was walking in and there was a car parked in front of the door and there was a guy in there like jacking off and like staring at a girl pumping gas. He was just like, I'm not going to do the motion, but he was just like, and then whacking
Wait,
it.
did he see you see him?
I don't think so. But another time at HEB, actually, this happens a lot. A girl will be walking in front of me, and then like another guy will be like also in front of me. He'll turn around and he'll do this like he'll do like the god damn face. I've seen guys like take out their phones and like take videos of girls.
What the fuck?
Guys are so fucking gross.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny.
Well, remember that trend where girls would put their phones in their back pocket to record, like if guys were checking out their ass,
Like,
and it was just all the time.
Like, women you just cannot exist. They just don't let you be.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Which HEB did this happen at, Ricky?
Don't say the Riverside one.
William Cannon?
The HEB Plus right here on Slaughter and Congress.
Oh.
And that's
a nice one.
That's a nice HEB.
Yeah, and the guy was taking a video of like a pregnant woman.
Dude, that's a kink. Is that a kink or a fetish?
That is both.
Totally normal kink.
Yeah, like if you look up like porn searches, it's one of the top ones.
Pregnant women.
And trans.
Well, you know what? That's probably because men can't access porn anymore, right? In Texas.
If you have a VPN, you can.
Oh.
You sure can. But yes, you can't access certain sites. But yeah. Why
don't you send me some links later?
Like the mainstream ones, you can't access Pornhub anymore. I think you can access like X videos, but some of that is restricted. So you have to like look for, not that I would know this. You have to look for some of the more like smaller sites. Yeah. I feel like if you're, I don't know why some sites allow it and some don't. I think, I don't know.
I think when the whole thing, like the whole ban happened, which is what, like 2 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
It was during the pandemic, probably. Mm-hmm. I had seen that like some sites were accepting if you like actually put in your information, right?
Yeah,
like
you have to put your ID in. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. So the government can be like, you're looking at
like,
twink porn or
gotcha,
whatever.
bitch.
Yeah, like, no thank you.
Damn.
Yeah. I did have a question because I know we were talking about education, and I know that's like was very important for you. I think you had told me like your parents didn't necessarily push for higher education, but you really wanted that for yourself. Now that we are in, our generation has grown up with like an immense amount of debt. A lot of people graduated with a degree, didn't go do that degree. I have a psychology degree. I did marketing.
I have a journalism degree.
And she did marketing. When you have kids, is higher education gonna be important, or do you think you have a different
I think mindset? I have a different perspective. I think pursue education if that's really what you yearn for. Like if academia is something that like they naturally gravitate towards, I would push for that. However, the difference in that is that I think my husband and I are going to like we're of the different generation where we're much smarter about getting the funds to go to school. Mm-hmm. Not like us doing our fucking FAFSAs by ourselves, taking out loans from the government with nobody's supervision but our own. That's something that I didn't grow up with, and that's also why like it wasn't such a big push of like, I think at the end of the day, I think my mom did want me to go to college, but she didn't have the tools to like guide me through that, because a lot of people, I think a lot of people our age who like grew up translating documents for our parents, like all of that stuff, like we went through those processes by ourselves. So coming it from the other side, if my kids do want to pursue education, of course, I'm going to like, yes, like encourage and push that. But I now have the tools to be smarter about how to get money to go to college. One, us being in a much more, stable position to be able to start saving, but also navigating through these forms, scholarships, like all of these things that like we didn't have the knowledge of, or we just by way of luck were exposed to, like scholarships and stuff like that. That's the difference that an approach that I'm going to take it. But if school is not for them, that's also true. School isn't for everyone.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that people are doing today that's like different programs, whether that's like very specific, like tech stuff, like coding or whatever. Or shout out to Katie, my sister. She's a welder. She went to welding school. Like that's what she gravitated towards, and it's like that's what she decided to pursue. And like there's just different. I think it's just like getting over the idea of what the next step looks like. It's not just packaged up in a nice university. It's a multitude of things.
Yeah, I feel like growing up, like if you didn't go to college, and also I think the media played a huge part of it. Like you wanted to have a dorm, you wanted to go to parties, you wanted to do all this stuff. And I feel like that illusion should be broken a little bit, because I think it's okay if your kid goes to community college first. Yeah. I know when my mom recommended that, I was like, no, why would I do that? Like to me, I was like, that's where the flunkers go. I was like, no, I'm going to go.
It's a bad rep, yeah.
I'm going to go straight to university. Like I'm better than that. It's like, I'm not better than anybody. You know what I mean? And those people that probably went to community college, got a degree, and now they're like making way more money than me. Well, I don't work right now, but they're making money. Also, I think it's okay too. Like, I feel like where there's a lot of pressure, once you graduate high school, you go to university right away and you have to figure out your major. And sometimes what you want freshman year is going to be different than your senior year. Like,
yeah,
I went from wanting to get a history degree. I should have gotten graphic design, but my mom at the time was like, there's no money in that. I'm like, now I know there is. And then I got psychology. I got psychology with the idea that I was going to get my master's. And by the time I graduated, I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. Like 3 more years of doing psychology. I couldn't even do it for undergrad. And so at the very end, I had to like work at the Humane Society, and then I would have internships doing marketing for free. Some of them were paid. I would write articles for Awesome Women's Magazine. I don't know if they're still around. So like I had to like make up for that time that I lost, instead of me maybe taking a break, figuring that out. I don't, but it felt like you were a loser if you didn't finish on time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because there's this whole like step by step, right? Like you have to, like even graduating like college on time.
Yeah.
Like I know that some people are like, oh, it took you longer.
Yes.
But that's okay too.
That's okay. That's totally okay.
It didn't take me longer, but that's because I didn't change my major, and that's on me. Like, but I know people who change their majors, and I think Ricardo graduated like a semester like later, right?
It took me 5.5 years, almost 6.
And then because you were like working too, right? Or were you switching majors?
No, I never switched majors. I mean, I always worked. I worked a lot. I worked like 2 jobs at a time. I was dumb. I don't know. My major's hard. It took everybody that long.
Tell everybody what your major was.
No.
Say it.
It was microbiology and chemistry.
That's hot.
That's hard. And yeah.
My brother says my major's arts and crafts.
And it is.
And it is. Here I am.
It's magic and
silly little emails all day long.
Magic and spells. So I know, like Ricky, like for you, like I know your passion isn't necessarily what you majored in. Like I'm assuming, like you said, like she said, you guys are aligned on like the kind of figuring out what you want to do instead of just like, I need to go to school and get a major.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
You look like you're testifying the way
I
that
feel
you're
like
just
I'm
like
testifying.
leaning into the mic.
People want to hear what you have to say.
I yield my time. No.
I wanted to go to school for writing, and then my favorite English teacher told me not to. She said, "You're really good at it, but don't try to do it for a living because then you'll hate it." And then so I wish I hadn't listened to her. But my other love was science. And so I do science. So
pays the bills.
I think that's another thing that we wrestle with is like what pays the bills.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of privilege to say that you're doing what you love. But there's a lot of sacrifices to do that. And sometimes people aren't in a position to like, I'm going to move to New York and work for free for the Wall Street Journal for 4 years and live on peanut butter and jelly. Some people can't do that.
Some people can't. And I think it also depends on the support system that you have.
Yeah.
I think, you know, if you have people that are, if you're surrounded by a good support system, who's one, like supportive financially, but also like emotionally, like, you know, like not making you feel bad about your decisions. Like that's really good.
Yeah.
And maybe that's rare. And if people are in that position, then yes, I encourage you to like
go for it.
Go for it. Do what you love. Not everybody is in that scenario. So that's kind of where like you sort of have to make these decisions of like based on like the reality of like what is doable, what isn't doable. Then that's how you decide your next step. I don't know. It's hard out here. And even as like us in our mid-30s, there's still some sort of sense of figuring it out. Yeah. Like in how, you know, I'm not going to speak too much of it because Ricardo's being real private about this, but like in the way that he's pursuing other things, like creative things on the side. Like that's all, these are also decisions that we're actively making of like what's feasible, what's not, like how can he make this work? Because at the end of the day, you still have a 9 to 5.
Yeah, for sure.
But who knows when, what is it when inevitably this podcast blows up and I am a huge celebrity on the red carpet? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll take all the time to just do creative stuff.
When you're on Jimmy Fallon and he's just laughing in your face. You know all those memes where he's just always laughing? Like, why is he laughing?
What would be your how would you sit at like the Jimmy Fallon show? Just be like,
tits out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd be taking a sip of that mug.
Did you have a dream as a little girl? Because I think we've all, when we were little, were like, I want to be famous. But like, is there something that you're like, I'd love to go to like a red carpet?
When I was a little girl, I always dreamed of having my own podcast.
Well, back then we called it radio.
When I was a little niña in the barrio. No, just, no, I don't know that I dreamt about fame specifically.
I think I just wanted to be maybe known for something, but I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe I was like, I don't know why I thought I was going to be famous for like, marketing. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's a famous marketer? Nobody. But I think what I would want, and Luke and I
shade to all the famous marketers.
Luke and I are thinking about this is like, I would love to do like either like a line of home decor, like, I don't know, something with like maybe style. I don't know, something along those lines would be cool to like have my own line of something.
Here's what my dream was, you guys. It's to write a book.
Linda's story.
Yeah, like for the longest time, and I even like a friend of mine, we would like joke because he always knew that I wanted to write. He would always say like, hey, when I make it big, you can be my ghostwriter. You can help me write my book. And I was like, sure. For me, it was always like, I want to print something, whether that was fiction, nonfiction, or like poetry. I never really fully explored it, but when I was little, it was like, I want to have my own book.
I love that.
I'm the next J.K. Rowling.
Okay, but like not transphobic.
But not transphobic. Also not racist. Like, I'm not going to have a character named Cho Chang.
You're like, maybe I'll be a little homophobic. Okay, I have another dream. It's kind of embarrassing, but like, I would really like to... The irony is that I don't think I'm like super hot or anything, but I would love to kind of model something or like be like photographed for something.
You are totally model material.
Okay, thank you. But I want someone to like. It's like in Superstar, where it's just like, I was walking down the street one day and this photographer came up to me and said, "Do you want to be a model?" Like, I want someone to like...
was like, and on the next day I was on the cover.
Okay. I want that. I want someone to like cultivate me and be like, I see something in you and we're going to like make something really cool.
Yeah, okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see if that happens.
We should start with some headshots for you then.
Okay.
We should do some headshots and then pass them out at the mall. That's how people get discovered at the mall.
At the mall. Oh my God. Well, now it's on social media.
No, I think we should do headshots.
Okay.
And we pass them out at the mall.
Okay. Well, you need to start thinking about what you want to write about.
So I wanted to write about, I mean, I know realistically, I would say that my life story is probably not that interesting, but I always wanted to share the truth in that way. Mm-hmm. You know, just speak to like the events that have like shaped, you know, who I am today. One is going to be a real hard pill to swallow for some people. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I always thought that I wanted to put the truth out there. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know, in some way, I'm sure in some way that's healing.
Well, my therapist told me, and we've been talking about this a lot, is like, I think you get to a certain age and you kind of think about your like origin story a little bit. Like, what is your story? Like when you retell your life events, like I think we all kind of want a narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it can just feel like random things, or that was embarrassing, or this was this, but there really is a through line.
It really like shapes you who you are. And I think also when you look back at it, you're also realizing like what certain moments in your life were that you didn't recognize at some point. Mm-hmm. I have this like memory where I was with my ex we were at Cece's Pizza because obviously we loved a good pizza buffet. Mind you, I haven't been to that place ever since. And I remember sitting in front of him and telling him how unhappy I was with such dread. And it was not like I'm unhappy in the relationship. I'm unhappy with you. Like it was nowhere near that. Like it was not about that. But I remember the look that he gave me where he was like, okay, well, what do you want me to say? Because I feel like he took it personally. And then when I think about that now, I was like, holy shit. That was like when depression finally hit me, like when I finally hit that wall and I didn't know what to do. That all I could say was like, I'm not happy. Like, yeah. That's all I could recognize. Mm-hmm. I was like, I just know I'm not happy. And I remember like, he didn't take it well. Obviously, he didn't have the tools to take it well.
Clearly.
But neither did I guess. And so like, when I think about like, eventually, like, I hope there's a story worthy enough of mine to tell. I think it's going to be about those moments of like, how the things that happen to you when you're young, how they just creep up on you. And I'm telling you guys, like whatever happens to you, like, and you think that it's locked in a vault, you're going to be sitting at Cece's Pizza one day with your boyfriend or whatever. And it's just going to come to you in that moment. And you're not going to know what to do about it except get another fucking slice of pizza. And that's how that happened. And I feel like if I write something, I would be like me, like, what is it? Like going back to those moments and being like, oh, this is what happened.
I mean, and that's on realizing things.
Realize. But all right, you guys, this episode was a real one. Cathartic. It's just every now and then I think we're sharing just chisme of our own.
Trust me, sometimes we can't believe the things that we say.
Sometimes, yeah, like, but yes, send us your chisme at barriobpod@gmail.com or DM us on TikTok or Instagram, wherever you find us. But yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you again next week. Bye. Bye.
Bye.